Most people at 84 are slowing down, reflecting, resting. Some even give up. But not Helena. At 84, she didn't just start over. She ignited a fire that would change everything. Stick around, because this story will make you rethink what's possible at any age. Meet Helena, a woman who thought her story was over. 42 years of marriage, countless memories, and a life built with love gone in a single, quiet morning. Her husband passed, and the silence that followed was deafening. But what happened next wasn't just unexpected, it was extraordinary. This is the story of how one letter, one pen, and one unstoppable spirit turned grief into a legacy. Let's dive in.
The weight of loss.
Helena woke up to a world that didn't feel like hers anymore. For 42 years, her mornings were filled with the sound of her husband's laughter, the smell of his coffee, the warmth of their shared routine. But now, the house was too big, the mornings were too quiet, and the days? They stretched on like an endless road to nowhere. Grief didn't just knock on Helena's door, it moved in. Friends called, neighbors stopped by, but no amount of casseroles or kind words could fill the void. Helena wasn't just mourning her husband, she was mourning herself. Who was she without him? Days blurred into weeks, weeks into months. Helena stopped going out, stopped answering the phone. She wasn't living, she was existing. And in those quiet moments when the world felt like it was closing in, she wondered if this was it. If this was how her story would end. At 84, was there anything left to write?
The spark.
Then one ordinary Tuesday, everything changed. A letter arrived, tucked between bills and junk mail. It was from her granddaughter, Lily. The words were simple, but piercing. Grandma, I miss your words. The stories, the little lessons you used to tell me. Can you write them down for me? That letter wasn't just paper and ink. It was a lifeline. Helena sat at her old oak desk, the one she hadn't touched in years. Dust had settled on its edges, but the memories hadn't faded. She picked up her favorite pen, the one her husband gave her on their 10th anniversary, and opened a blank notebook. Her hands trembled, not from age, but from something else. Purpose. She wrote, Lesson 1. Time doesn't wait, so don't waste it. One letter became 5. 5 became a journal. And then, with the help of her tech-savvy neighbor, those words found a new home. A blog called Letters from Grandma. It wasn't about fame or going viral. It was about connection. Helena poured her heart into every post. Stories of love, loss, resilience, and the little lessons life teaches when you're not looking. And people, they started reading.
The fire spreads.
Helena's blog wasn't a sensation overnight. It didn't need to be. A few dozen readers turned into a few hundred. Strangers from across the country, people who'd never met her, found solace in her words. A single mother in Ohio wrote, Your story about starting over gave me hope. A retired teacher in Florida commented, I thought my best days were behind me. You proved me wrong. Helena wasn't just writing for her granddaughter anymore. She was writing for anyone who'd ever felt like their story was over. Her posts were raw, real, and unfiltered. She wrote about the pain of losing her husband, the joy of their first dance, and the courage it took to keep going. One line stood out to her readers. Life doesn't end when people stop looking. It ends when you stop seeing yourself. At 84, Helena wasn't chasing likes or subscribers. She was chasing meaning. And in doing so, she reminded the world, and herself, that age is just a number, not a deadline.
A legacy of resilience.
Today, Helena is 86. She still writes every morning, from the same chair with the same pen. Her blog, Letters from Grandma, has touched thousands of lives. But more than that, it's changed her own. Helena didn't just survive her grief, she transformed it. She turned loss into lessons, silence into stories, and an empty house into a home filled with purpose. Her readers know her as the grandma who never gave up, the woman who, at an age when most people slow down, decided to start again. And her message? It's simple but powerful. It's never too late. Not at 40, not at 60, not at 84. If Helena's story moved you, you're not alone. This is the moment where you feel it, the spark of possibility, the reminder that your story isn't over. So, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread Helena's message together. This is Senior Life Realities, and we're just getting started. Helena thought her story was over, but it was just the beginning. What's the next chapter of your story? Don't wait for permission or the perfect moment. Start now. Subscribe to Senior Life Realities for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind you that it's never too late to start again. Comment below. What's one lesson you've learned from Helena's journey? And share this video to spread her fire. Let's keep the conversation going. Got a story of your own? Maybe it's about overcoming a challenge, finding purpose, or starting over when no one expected it. Email us at seniorliferealities@gmail.com and share your journey. Your story could be the next one we tell. Thanks for watching Senior Life Realities. See you in the next story. Until then, keep writing your own.